Hello everyone, how are you? As Maria Luisa said, I'm a teacher, I'm a writer, I'm an occasional presenter, and also I'm a teacher trainer. That's what I spend most of my time doing. But recently I've started to feel a little bit uncomfortable, or I started to question this word trainer. I prefer to think of myself as someone who creates opportunities for teachers to develop. Somebody who allows them to choose their own path and method of development. And so, instead of me standing up here today and telling you how you could or how you should develop, I thought that I would turn to teachers and allow them to tell you their stories. And hopefully, through watching their stories about their own development, you will be inspired to go off and work on your own development in some way. And so I reached out to some of the teachers that I've had the great pleasure of working with over the last few years and asked them to tell me about development in their schools and in their context. So these were the initial stories that were coming in, and I think they point to some of the barriers that exist with professional development. Sometimes we think we don't have time, we don't have money, or it's to do with the attitude around us. But then I started getting some really nice stories and some very positive stories, and these are the ones that we're going to focus on. And the first story is Kiva. She's telling a story about a friendship. And basically, she's telling the story of her walks home from work. Okay, she's finished. It's probably similar here. You finish work in Barcelona about 10 o'clock at night. You're quite tired. But she made friends with a teacher, and they would walk home together and talk about their day. And I think one of the key things that comes through from Kiva's talk was that this simple sharing gave her confidence. It really built her confidence and made her feel better about her teaching. And I think it was really interesting. Did you hear what she said about the relationship? Yeah? That it was a non-judgmental relationship. She felt safe and relaxed, and it was open. And so I think those are quite key components of any collaborative development, that the teachers involved feel that they can be open and talk to each other and share ideas. So this shows you how simple development can be. And I think we should give it more importance and make time to talk to each other. So the next story we're going to look at is Rachel. She's going to talk about an experience of team teaching. So team teaching can take different formats, and she's going to talk about how it happened in her school. But basically it can be 2 teachers or more if you're really brave in a classroom. Sometimes one of the teachers could be a participant and like a teaching assistant. Other times it can be 2 teachers teaching at the same time. Like there'd be another person here on the stage with me giving this presentation.
It was interesting to see your colleagues at work and obviously to see natural different styles and pick up different tips, but it also helped boost your own confidence to know that, you know, I'm a good teacher and I'm doing the right thing.
Okay, so she was allowed to choose who she taught with, and this made it the safe option. And that's like a 2-edged sword for her, I think. It's quite interesting that she said we chose the safe option. So one thing, I think that's really important, and it's a good starting point. As Kiva said, this non-judgmental, safe, open, relaxed relationship means that you can go into the classroom and do this. Imagine if it wasn't. This is about Kirsty. Kirsty also works in Spain. And she's talking about a very much more informal type of collaboration. And it's called Try Before You Buy.
And the main idea is that you take an activity that you would like to use in the classroom and you try it with teachers first. And I found this activity to be helpful for several different reasons. And the first one is that it gives you an opportunity to rehearse the language that you would like to use when you actually do this activity with students. So you get a chance to practice giving instructions, a chance to practice explaining different vocabulary or other language used in the activity.
So she just sat down with some fellow teacher and said, right, I've got this lesson coming up, and this activity, maybe it's a role play, something that's a bit tricky to set up. I'm not quite sure about it. Can we do it? Can we do it now? And so she maybe assumed the teacher role, and she got the other teachers to be the students. And she actually did it before she went into class. And through doing that, it helped her rehearse how she was going to explain it, what instructions she needed. So we're going to skip on now to Sunette's story. And so she's taken the journal writing to an even more personal, private kind of experience. And she's actually filmed herself teaching.
When you watch your video clip for the first time, it feels quite strange seeing yourself teach. But the good thing is, when you start going back and you start reviewing it over and over again, you see something different every time you watch it. It's not just about what you can improve, but you also see what you do well, and that's quite encouraging.
Again, this idea that doing stuff for yourself builds your confidence. So not only did she see things that she thought she could improve on, she started seeing things saying, oh, that's okay. I'm doing that quite well. Okay, hopefully some of these stories really inspired you. So I'm going to finish there. Thank you so much for listening. An hour is a long time. Enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you. This is a great event. I'm having a wonderful time. It's my first time in Mexico. I'm a teacher trainer and I run a diploma course. And more we're having teachers involved in this, and English is not their first language. And so I think this is a great development, and I can see there's lots of teachers here who are really keen to develop. So I hope that the talk has helped give them some ideas.